Basic facts. Basic facts, the way they've traditionally been taught, set students on a path to not enjoy mathematics, to not feel good at mathematics. We have to change basic fact instruction to ensure that we're building on students' strengths and honoring the discipline of mathematics. How we do that is we focus on fluency. General fluency and basic fact fluency have 4 components. We have accuracy, efficiency, appropriate strategy selection, and flexibility. So I'll start with addition facts. If we just have students learn 9 plus 6 through flashcards, we are using a strategy. We are not using any strategies, they're just remembering it. It is less effective. There's enormous amounts of research to show that students don't remember their facts. They have no backup plans to regenerate 9 plus 6, and that just remembering without using strategies does not encourage students to feel that they're good at math, that they can reason or think. Instead, for 9 plus 6, if we taught them strategies and it had them see strategies through quick images and through visuals like 10 frames and number lines, then they would see that 9 plus 6 could be thought about as a make 10 strategy, moving 1 over to be 10 plus 5, or a newer strategy that the research has found is particularly effective. I call it pretend to 10. In the research, it's called use 10. And in that strategy, you think of 9 plus 6 as 10 plus 6. You just pretend the 9 is a 10. That's 16. And then you realize that you're 1 away, 9's 1 away from 10, so you take 1 off of the other add-in. So your answer is 16, you take 1 off, you're at 15. This strategy is less mental processing for a student because they don't have to break apart the 1 add-in. All they have to do is see how far away the 1 add-in is from 10, and that's why it tends to be more accessible. So working on strategies is more effective, as I said, in the research, and we really need to work on those strategies. Additionally, it is ineffective and really distasteful to give large worksheets. And so instead, we play games. We play games in which they turn over cards, and when the cards show 9 plus 6, they use talk aloud. We know think aloud, talk aloud are one of the most effective strategies for students with special needs, and really for all children. When they're sharing their thinking, they're gaining confidence and they are remembering. So for 9 plus 6, they'll say, oh, I'm going to use a make 10. 10 plus 5, 15. And then they think aloud, and then when it's their partner's turn, their partner might turn over 8 plus 6 and think, oh, I'm going to use my doubles. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 2 more is 14. So we really need to focus on strategies and enjoyable practice. Additionally, we really cannot continue to use time tests. They're ineffective, and if we go back to the 4 components of fluency, time tests give us very little data. They're such a weak assessment tool. They're emotionally damaging to students, and we don't get good information from them. Why would we use them? Because we always have. I've yet to heard a good reason for using time tests. Some people think that giving time tests makes children faster, but in fact, the evidence is the opposite. The more kids are tested, the less fast they become. The reality is, if you slow down and focus on strategies, and they are playing games and working on these strategies, they get adept at these strategies, and they get these strategies down, and they become very fast at their facts, they retain their facts, and guess what? Their achievement in general goes up. I wonder why. Because 9 plus 6 could be 29 plus 6. It could be 29 plus 16. It could be 199 plus any number, and they see this generalizable idea of a make 10 to other 10s. Well, how about if they're adding 9 and 7/8 plus 9 and 7/8? Oh, we can make a whole number. We could just move one of those 8s over and do a make a whole. Same thing with decimals. And so it's clear that when we focus on strategies with basic facts, we end up having students who develop some competencies that help them learn and retain the basic facts, but they also have these competencies that are essential to all that comes later and all the way up through the kind of reasoning strategies we want them to use through high school and beyond. So our basic fact instruction can be enjoyable, it can be meaningful, and it can really set kids up for success, and we could really change society if we redo how we teach basic facts, if we rethink it and eliminate rote practice and time tests and replace it with strategy-focused activities such as quick images and strategy-focused games. So try it. You'll see a difference in your children, both in how they feel about math and how they perform.